It has been a little while since I've been in front of the camera. Today I'm going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly how I light my Zoom meetings. Alexa, what's my notification?
FalconEyes has arrived.
Ooh. Thanks for bringing this in, honey. Okay, that's sharp. Welcome to the second or third, maybe, review that I've ever done on a product. This video is sponsored by Fomito, so in case you're wondering why I'm doing it, there you have it. But that doesn't mean I won't be honest. Things have been extremely busy because the year 2020, you're working at home. Congratulations. Did you mean to do that this year? For me, it was something that I was working towards. I want to have control of my schedule, but that's not the case for everyone. So you're on Microsoft Teams meetings, you're on Zoom, you're on Facebook chat, you're on Google Hangouts, you're on everything. Having video conference calls is really not that uncommon anyway. I hate to say it, but people do indeed judge a book by its cover. So I got an idea for how you can push past that in your video meetings. Let's make you look really good today. Whether it's a meeting with a client, someone with a television show on the other side of the world, or a local leader in my church, I have always gotten compliments by how cool my office looks. First of all, you have a pretty neat looking background. Second, you need some neat little featured blue LED lights or whatever color you want, but then you need your key light. And here's a problem with a key light like this one over here. Truth is, windows are really variable. If you're like me and you don't subscribe to Zoom, your Zoom meetings are only gonna last about 40 minutes, but still, that's plenty of time for the sun to change, whether it's hiding behind a really big cloud or if it's coming up over trees. So what I try to do is block out as much natural light as I can so I can have a fully controlled environment indoors. A little hair light or rim light, as they like to call it, adds that nice little touch right there over your head. Now I'm using an extra wide 14mm lens on something larger than an APS-C size sensor on this camera, and so you could see a little bit more of what's going on in my room. But your average camera, either here or on your laptop, is going to be something that you can adjust tip down, and you can hide the light that's hanging on the wall, or in my case, the one up on the ceiling fan. So where do you put the lights? Definitely one overhead. This is at about a 45-degree angle, I want to say. Does that look like 45-degree angle? Yeah, something like that. And then you want something like this at the opposite side, this way, right? You know, definitely at a 45-degree angle away from the front of your face, and also 45-degree angle up, shining down on you. And so that's where the light from the outdoors comes in really handy. One of the big concerns with LEDs that are made up of multiple little LEDs like this one, and you don't have a big soft box, so all those little shadows look really harsh on your face. That gets really annoying, and it doesn't look as professional. So I turned off the lights just so I can show you what it looks like without my key light being this big window right here. I've got white curtains on this window, I've got a white wall over here, and when I plug this in, I'm going to show you. You just pick a wall, switch it on, and you bounce it like so. Because there's a big difference between this, which creates really harsh shadows, and something like this where you're just bouncing it right against the wall. It's not facing you, and it looks a lot more pleasant. Obviously, you can move closer to the wall so the light becomes brighter. That's what they call the inverse square law in lighting. And the light coming from the outdoors is clearly going to be bigger because that's a much bigger lamp out there in the sky. I did see that there are other products from Fomito, little soft boxes that go over top of that. You could use a handkerchief, you could use a piece of wax paper or something else. You can get creative. If your walls are not white, then you can simply tape a white sheet of paper against the wall and bounce it right off of that. Let's say you wanted to keep it simple. You didn't want to have the neon in the background or the LED behind that. The only thing you really need are two lights, and I'm going to show you why. What we have here, as we say in the film or photography industry, a key light, which is just me sitting in front of a window with a nice overcast sky. And then a hair light or a rim light, which is above me. Fomito has a little brand that they provide called FalconEyes. One word, capital F, capital E. It's a roll flex LED light. Very durable. If you drop something like this in the ground, it's going to work out really nice. It does not come with my little addition. I always like to add on grips so I don't have to see a wire hanging down. And there's two good things about this light. You can use battery, or you can wire it to the wall, which it comes with in a nice little bag. Pockets here, the mesh pockets. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty quality. You got LED lights. First try. Here we go. Instead of a button, switch. Oh, already. It's very bright. Here's as dim as it goes, which is fairly dim. If I look at my hand right here, this is a gaffer in LA told me how to do this. It looks very soft. So this is supposed to be daylight. I gotta say, I am not a human light meter, and so I can't read the color temperature or anything on this. I just can't tell how daylight this is. Let's see what else is in the box here. Oh, this is great. Nice. Flabbergasted by how different these colors are. Two biggest concerns with these lights are, number one, accurate color temperature for this daylight product, and number two, the flexibility of it does not replace barn doors. Is just the fact that it's made out of a material that isn't very breakable. So if it bumps into something, this is not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt it. It's just ready to go. Again, I think the only downsides to this are the color temperature. But if you're only using these two lights, this one and the one I have over there, you're not going to be able to tell the difference because you're not going to be clashing and mixing different color temperatures. These two lights are just going to look like nice big white lights. Easy setup here. I just place this on the VHS stack that I have, and then right over here in the monitor I can see exactly what's going on here. Let me sit down and check out the cool lighting. So this is my typical zoom look here. Blue lights in the background there. Basically, I've got the hair light. If you look, there's a slight light there. Do you see that up there? I'm using the battery itself as a stand. I'm not pointing this light at me. If I did that, it would look like this. It's kind of neat, you know, you could use a bounce. If I shine it directly on the white over there, it's a little too bright. And now that I look at it, you know, it's super hard to tell whether or not it's green. And so I think what's happening is there's an automatic white balance in this camera. Two lights under $200, super bright, come with their own power, so you could just leave them set up where you want them. Maybe wouldn't leave them up on the fan because this one time I did forget it and a certain light did go flying. So that's it for today's review. Follow me on my social media and subscribe on YouTube, and I will share more later.